Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is hoping that you haven't completely moved on from them, hoping that you are still thinking about them at night or wondering what they're up to, because they still feel like there's something here between the two of you, and they've been working on themselves. Trying to be a little bit more open-minded in terms of accountability or understanding your perspective, because they know that if they don't work on themselves, they are probably going to miss out on the opportunity that they have to love you or be in your life. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chanting. I hope you're having a good day so far. Happy Friday. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box if I said that too fast, and you can also find out how to become a member of the channel in the description box. So let's pull a few more cards for you. I think we'll start with the Pulp Tarot and see what else is going on with this no contact situation where clearly you're the one who got away. What else do we have? Ooh, and a quick heads up that tomorrow will be a little bit of a light day for me, probably just a morning live stream, so I hope to see you there. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, King of Wands, a sense of great loss. Someone who feels like they messed it up with the person that they were meant to be with. They want to know, is there a way to fix this? Do I still have a chance, right? And with Temperance, this is how they see you. Now, some of you could have Sagittarius featured prominently in your birth chart, or you might have a very fiery personality, but Temperance is a card that talks about a balance. Think of it as a bartender who's trying to achieve that perfect mix for a cocktail. This is somebody who views you as a great balance to the energy that they bring to the table. What else do we have? Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? Ace of Swords in the reverse. And the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Interesting. So this is someone who feels like they've been able to take the blindfold off and see things more clearly around what happened and why things didn't go the way they wanted between the two of you. If I had been more honest, or if I had been more open-minded, then maybe I wouldn't have lost this person that I miss dearly. So I think this is someone who feels like if they're going to have another chance, if there is some beautiful thing that happens that enables them to talk to you again, they know they have to be very honest with you. They cannot hide their feelings. They cannot deny the things that happened in the past. I have a feeling there are some things that you said that they denied that they feel like they need to come clean about. Hello, Dana. How's it going? So we've got the Three of Wands, the Five of Pentacles in the reverse, and Sun in the reverse. They are sad without you. They are looking to take action towards you because they realize that being away from you is more difficult than they originally expected. And this is what has inevitably led to them actually facing what they did to push you away and what they need to do to make things right. So a lot of clarity for this person because of the distance between the two of you, but also because this person has been willing to admit fault. That might be kind of a new thing for them. This is the Earth and Bone Oracle. Thank you for the flower. Hello, Rafea, how are you doing? Hello, Grindheart. Hello, Donald. Hello, Dominique. How you doing? We've got number 21, Flow. Recovery, moving on, and finding peace. They might be picking up on energy from you that suggests you are not as focused on them or not as interested in knowing what's going on. Maybe some of you blocked them. Maybe some of you have changed your phone number or even moved away. But this person is seriously questioning, Like, have you just decided that everything's done? There's nothing that we can do here. Hello, Jay. Hello, Con. Hello, is it Diablo? Freud? I like it. Hello, Sean. God loves you too. Hello, Vicky. Thank you, Nasser. This is a general reading, and it's for a no contact situation. We've got somebody who's really worried that you might actually move on. Serpent, number 32, rebirth, non-conformity, new approaches, unconventionality. So this is probably somebody that you have had a few dances with, right? You have maybe met them years ago and it wasn't the right time. Maybe someone was in a relationship. Maybe you worked together. There were things in the way. And little by little, you have found like little opportunities to connect to each other, but never really have that full-fledged relationship. Probably a lot to do with the emotional hurdles that needed to be addressed before either or both of you could be in a healthy relationship. Sounds a lot like a twin flame dynamic to me, but you have to be the deciding factor on that, right? Thank you, Bugs Bunny. Hello, Sapna. Hello, Zuzu. Hello, Kwai. How are you doing? Oh, please don't share your personal information, please. Hello, Makina. How are you doing? Also, please do not repeat your message. Hello, Abdul. Hello, John. Hello, Tanisha. Hello, Aman. So, this person is having to face their fear. They have not felt like they could 100% pursue the connection with you. And the threat of losing you for good is what's pushing this person to finally do what they should have probably done a long time ago. So I feel like we've got a little bit of a change in perspective, or this fear of loss is motivating them to finally get in touch with those emotions they've been trying to hide. LOL. Who doesn't believe in good and evil? I feel like that's a pretty basic tenet. How's it going, Kingly Eagle? This is the truth is. So this is somebody who feels you letting go. They feel you moving on. The butterfly is a representation of a metamorphosis or a transformation. You, my friend, are not stagnant. You have been working on yourself, and the changes that you've made, or even just the shifts in your perspective, are being felt by this person who still thinks about you. And this is making them question if they are losing out on the chance to have you in their future, because you might be daydreaming about a completely different future now. You might be updating that daydream, right? Does that mean you're scared to look in my eyes, Kevin? Hello, Melissa. Hello, Sweeta. How are you doing? To Eric, I believe in you. That's it. I believe in you. You got this, okay? Sending you some healing energy. So the thing is, I feel like whoever this reading is for, you identified that the romantic interest you had in this person would never really be able to go anywhere if they were going to refuse to have a commitment energy. If they were non-committal, or if they were insecure when it came to a long-term commitment, that really made things difficult in terms of having the connection with this person that you dreamt of having. So if you can't force someone, and trust me, you can't, to love you or to, you know, be loved, then your conclusion was, I guess that means I need to pack it up and move, right? I guess that means I need to move forward. Hey y'all, if I don't have the ability to decipher what you're typing, I'm going to delete it, okay? Hello, Grind Hard, how are you doing? Ooh. Danny, I'm going to send you healing energy too, because if you're out here praying for the demise of others or discouraging people from making positive change in their life, you're going to find that karma is not your friend. You're going to find a lot of the things that you wish for other people actually happen for you. So I would be very cautious doing that, okay? Especially now in my live chat. I timed you out for 24 hours, but the next time I'm going to block you, okay? I don't speak French, but I have a feeling I know what you just said. Kicked him out real fast. Yeah. Good response time here. Hello, Wolf. Hello, Ely. How are you doing? Or Ellie? I sure hope you do. If y'all want me to answer personal questions, I will do so if we hit $15 in tips. And priority, of course, to those who tip, but I do really enjoy doing questions for folks at the end of the general reading. We've got the Five of Wands from the Cook's Tarot. This is one of my favorite cards, you guys. So if you know the tarot, you know that the Five of Wands is a card that talks about arguments or battles, maybe even melees. And this usually has 5 people who have like sticks that they're fighting each other with, but this is baguettes. I'm going to someday have to get 1,000,000 baguettes so that I can get into a bread fight, you guys. But this is talking about argumentative energy, right? Hey, if I have to fight to get you to love me, if I have to do all of the work myself and you're not interested in finding a way to get this relationship to a better place, then I have to really consider about whether or not this is something I want, right? Hello, Kingly. Oh, no, I did say hello to Kingly Eagle. Hello, Miss Sangha. How are you doing? Aw, thank you, Nizzle. So we've got the Fool and the Reverse and the Six of Swords. Don't know what you got till it's gone. Don't know who you had until you lose them. They're feeling foolish now. I don't know if there's things that are being posted on social media or if there's something here in terms of them seeing you, interacting with new people, or maybe even packing up and moving. But this is someone who feels your energy getting more distant. Like the opportunity to maybe even be in your life might be disappearing. Hello, Steven. Hello. I'm gonna call you JM. Hello, Valel. My name is Carmen. Please don't call me baby. That's good, Kingly Eagle. You take that. This is totally fine with me. Thank you, Merida. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday, everyone. Forgive me, these cards are like as big as my head, so sometimes it takes me a little bit. Merida, I will take questions at the end if I get $15 in tips. So we've got the Six of Wands. This is you over here, swinging all those soup spoons, making people jealous. The Six of Wands is a victorious situation, a success. So there's something here that's going really well for you. This person sees it and they know that they might not be able to get to be a part of it. Thank you, Grindhard. Let me write that down for you real quick. And, ooh, I really hope so. All right, I've got that written down, hun. So he started us off about 1/3 towards the goal. Thank you. You're welcome. But I warned you, Bilal, don't call me baby. I do really like to block people, so you wanna play nice. All right. So we've got the Ace of Swords, the Lovers, the Moon, and the Two of Cups. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. This person is borderline obsessed with you. They may have tried to connect to others and find the kind of magic that they had found with you, but they don't find it with other people. There is a spark here between the two of you that they don't even know how to describe to other people. When they try to, it doesn't get communicated. It's lost in translation, right? So for many of you, this is someone who has kept you as a secret. They have not told many people how much they love you, or the, encounters you've had, the reasons that they love you, the things that you've said. But this is a love that they think about literally every day. And I feel like you've been at the point where you're wondering, how much does that matter if you can't act on it? If you just are content to think about it, but not actually, pursue someone, then am I just like in love with a memory? That kind of process, right? Hello, Samram. Thank you, John Wayne. I appreciate that. Hello, Master, Mister. How you doing? Hello, Bobby. That's okay, JM. If we get to personal questions later, I would absolutely like to help you with that one. Hey, Chartreuse. I think when people ask questions like that, what they're really asking is, how is it that for so long we didn't know about these people who were not publicly accepted and maybe even like burned at the stake for things that people didn't like about them? Here's an invitation to, learn something about something that maybe you don't know a lot about, but be respectful in the live chat, okay? Hello, Elder. How are you doing? Hello, is it Allie? How are you? Oh, I think you're missing out on it. There's several prominent tarot readers. You've got Tyler Tarot, Chiron. I always use the wrong name, so now I don't think I would be able to reliably... Is his name Mark, maybe? I don't know, you guys. There's actually a lot of male tarot readers out there. Hello, Jess. Oh, well, sweetie, that's just your algorithm then, right? Hello, High Priestess. Did I miss Johnny? Where's Johnny? Hello, lady. Hello, Charity. So this is the Weird Cat Tarot. We've got the Eight of Swords in the reverse and the King of Pentacles in the reverse. I realize now that you have maybe been at a distance or accepted that things can't move forward between the two of us because perhaps we've got a misunderstanding on what I could offer, or maybe I made it seem like I could never actually be in a committed relationship, right? I think we have some manifestation, so I will allow the multiple comments, but just make sure it doesn't get out of hand, okay? Hello, Anna, how are you doing? What else? We got the Ten of Cups. This is a card about feeling like you belong, feeling like you're in the right place, a love that feels like home. The thing is, even if you have this beautiful connection, if they can't connect to you, if they're afraid to communicate, or they don't know how to let go of some of the other distractions in their life, it might feel to you like it's time to pursue a different person. It's time to pursue a different path. They can sense that you're letting go and that you're choosing something that isn't them, and that makes them very nervous. It makes them feel like they have to come rushing in. Oh, okay, gotcha. Hello, Scammy. How you doing? Oh, that's okay. The thing is, not a lot of people agree with you, at least not in this live chat. So we've got the Queen of Cups and the World in the reverse. So even though there's love, even though they can sense that you still feel deep feelings for them, they're becoming aware of the fact that you might let things end where they are, even with that sense of unfinished business, because you know what you deserve, you know your worth, and they haven't really done right by you. They haven't really approached the connection with you in a way that suggests they take it seriously, or that they're willing to make sacrifices or communicate more constructively with you, right? And if there's no progress, then what can you really do? Two of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. Look at how cute this one is, you guys. I love these cards. So we've got somebody who feels like maybe they've focused too much on their money. Maybe they've been too distracted by other pursuits. Maybe they were a little bit too arrogant in terms of whether or not they could rely on you waiting for them to get done with all the other little things that they felt like doing first, because they were scared to approach this relationship with those long-term intentions. Why would they be so scared though? I think they're scared because they know that you have the ability to break their heart. They know that if they mess up or if they don't do right by you, if they lose you for good, that it would be gut-wrenching for them. So this idea of long-term relationship, maybe living together or getting married, starting a family, they need to keep it in the close future, believable, but not real, which means you always feel like things will never actually happen. They didn't know that you were going to get to the point where you would say, maybe I'm done waiting, right? Maybe that's just not the right thing. Hello, Gabriel. How are you doing? Hello, Crazier in Humanity. What's happening? I'm doing well, thank you. I don't think it's Hello Kitty. I don't know if it has a specific name. It's the Weird Cat Tarot. And they're freaking adorable. All right, let's get one more from this. Hello, Antonia. So Freud, I'm gonna ask you if you can communicate in English, because I don't know if you're playing nice or not. I would appreciate that. Hello, Buck. How are you doing? Hello, Shelby. Yes, this is also a cat, and it glows in the dark. The little moon part. I don't think I've ever really been able to show it on camera because, yeah, but it's pretty awesome. So we have this Ace of Wands. This is the new beginning, or maybe even a new love interest that they're becoming aware of, or that they are fearful you are about to meet. They feel like there's not a lot of opportunity for them to address the connection with you before you might start falling in love with someone else or completely forget them, right? Hello, Kanapriya. How are you doing? Hello, AA. What's happening? Thank you. This is the Knight of Crystals, which is the Knight of Swords. They feel like they have to have a conversation with you, and they have probably procrastinated this conversation with you for at least a year. And it scares them because this is talking about emotions and talking about future plans. Can we actually be honest about what we want? Can we maybe actually give it a go, or are they too scared? Hello, Lynn. How are you doing? Scummy, nothing gets past you. I was in line at like Walgreens or something one time, and this dude that I didn't know was like, "So you really like cats, huh?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" It was right after I got my tattoos, and so I hadn't gotten used to it yet. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I do." What else? We've got the 7 of Jars, or the 7 of Cups in the reverse, and the 3 of Wicks, or the 3 of Wands. Unexpected clarity. I think many of you thought that this was your person and nobody could convince you otherwise. I think many of you were basically looking at this as, I don't know how anyone could compare to this connection because it's so different from everything else. But you started to pull back from that because you realized maybe you'd overinvested or fallen in love with somebody's potential, believed somebody's promises when they had given you more reason to question it, right? Hello, Magic. How's it going? Thank you for liking the video, everyone. I appreciate it. Thank you, Allie. What else do we have? Ten of Jars, or 10 of Cups in the reverse, and the 5 of Jars, or the 5 of Cups. It's like they want to come rushing in and show you some big gesture, maybe ask you to move in, or hey, let's get married, or we can be exclusive. But I feel like to you, it's like when you quit a job because they wouldn't give you a promotion or a raise, and then they ask if they can like meet the offer at the new place. It's like, well, I already kind of like tried that, and you told me that you didn't have it in the budget. So are you telling me that the only way you actually approached me with the respect or appreciation for my worth when you think you're about to lose it? I'll wait, because that's what it is, right? You thought I was always going to be there, so you didn't feel like you had to try. And now that I'm walking away, now you feel like you should try. That doesn't feel like love. That feels like games, right? And I could always just play like Monopoly or Settlers of Catan. That sounds like less risky. Hey, Carrie, how are you doing? This is yes, this is a general reading. And Michael, I will take personal questions at the end if we get to $15 in tips. Hey, that's totally fine, Shep. I respect your choice. And hopefully you can respect mine. Hello, Yasser. How are you doing? So we've got the Page of Cups, or the Page of Jars, in the reverse. Moodiness. Frustration. Because you're moving on, because you've healed and you don't feel like this is the only person who could make you happy anymore. You have let go of this expectation that it has to be them or no one. With the 5 of Swords being in the reverse, you realize now that that was like kind of a limiting way to look at love, and you've extended that understanding, right? Maybe this person was put into my life to help me grow, and it doesn't have to be that that's like the forever and ever person, right? You're welcome. Songyamo, how are you doing? Hello, Mercy. What's happening? Page of Wicks, or Page of Wands, and the 9 of Wicks, or 9 of Wands in the reverse. So if you don't defend the thing that you want, if you leave the Tickle Me Elmo on the shelf, then somebody else might pick them up, right? I can't help it. I think of Tickle Me Elmo because I worked in the Mall of America when Tickle Me Elmo was really big. Well, I guess it was like, it wasn't like the first year, but people still went crazy for it around Christmas time. And there was a Best Buy there. I saw some people doing some regrettable things for Tickle Me Elmo, okay? Like, are you proud of that? I don't know, man. This is somebody who left you on the shelf. They didn't feel like they needed to commit. They didn't feel like they needed to make any promises. They left things kind of up in the air, and now they're upset. They feel like they should have defended their place. They should have made it more clear what their intentions were, but woulda, shoulda, coulda. It doesn't really do much for you, right? Hello, Vamshi, how are you doing? Yes, Skimmy. I did, Santiago. It was some real good people watching. That was a long time ago. This is the situations deck. We've got the triggers card. Ooh, I think they saw a car. I think they know that you're falling in love or that somebody else is interested in you because they have seen your car elsewhere. Maybe they've seen you out and about, or they saw somebody visiting you. They're jealous. Hey everyone, I'm happy to do personal questions at the end if we hit $15 in tips. Priority to those who tip, but it won't help me if you just spam the live chat, okay? We've got the crickets card, silence, non-action. This is how they approached the romance with you. They felt like they weren't ready. They knew they had things they needed to do, but they didn't do them. This is like you have to clean before you have, family visiting so that they can crash in your guest room, but you decide you're too lazy and you don't do anything. They lost out on this because they just wanted to sit around and do nothing instead. Yep. So they're trying to negotiate based on the fact that they find you to be one of the most compassionate or considerate people, but they don't realize that they have maybe put too much stock in that. In other words, you can be a very compassionate person. This doesn't mean that you're a woman, by the way. You've got the divine feminine and masculine within you, and you know how to be very considerate. You've been very loving with this person. But that doesn't mean that you're like, I don't know, a faucet. Do you want some love? Sure. Turn on the faucet. They feel like they could just come to you whenever they need love. They feel like they could always expect you to show them love, but without having to do anything kind for you in return, without having to communicate or connect with you in a meaningful way. And they don't realize that an empath is also quite good at turning that faucet off. Oh, no more emotions? Okay, deuces. So they're trying to negotiate, but they don't realize what they're dealing with, right? They're underestimating. Yasser, my quick answer to that is let's be cautious with regards to generalizing or being a little too comfortable with stereotypes, but I do feel like there is a lot of people who have maybe had some struggles with social media or leaned a little bit too much into individualism, where it's difficult to consider the perspectives or the needs of others. And that creates a lot of problems. That's why it's so important to be able to connect or communicate with others, right? In a respectful way. Yeah, that's cool, Nadia. I hope you have a great weekend, despite, whatever that is. Hey, Key Controller, what's going on? Hello, Roland. Hello, Bradley. We've got escapade, vacation, hideaway, and adventure. Okay, so they know that you're leaving and they know that you're making changes. They know that you're open to meeting new people and that maybe it's really not about the connection you have with them anymore. That you may have actually accepted that it's not going to happen between the two of you and decided to let bygones be bygones, right? Hello, Sybil. How you doing? I hope things get better for you with that regard. So these are the Overthinker Oracle cards from Mystic Beauty. We've got Thirsty AF and Stalker vibes. Look, this person is in love with you. There is no doubt about that. The problem is their go-to way of communicating that is probably just physical intimacy. I don't know that they really excel in the written word, for example, when they're talking about emotions. But they also are taking a lot of time to look at your social media or try to get an insight into what you're getting into, what you're doing. Be careful with seeking revenge, Roland. Often the best karma is delivered by the universe, not by you. And you take away energy that you could invest in yourself when you pursue revenge. So there it is, the new divine connection coming soon. For some of you, this person's gotten a tarot reading or they've had some sort of otherworldly intuitive message letting them know that you are in fact connecting with somebody else, that you are not as focused on what they're doing or what they're thinking. I never meant to hurt you. I was so immature. Oh, I'd love to do that for you, Skimmy. We've got player energy. You don't say. You mean somebody who doesn't want to commit might be a player? Sometimes they're just isolated, but this is somebody who gets that external validation from other people. Being in a committed relationship would make that a little bit more complicated, right? Hey, Christina, you're welcome to join the live chat if you want to approach it with a little bit more of an open-minded approach to other people's perspectives, okay? Hey, Ben, how are you doing? Hello, Joseph. What's going on? We've got this person looks at you as an earth angel. That's why they can't forget you. That's why they want to know what's going on. But they've also kind of put you on a little bit of a pedestal and maybe assumed that you would just always put them first. They don't appreciate that there's a time where an empath will pull back their energy and decide this is not working out. They don't know how to feel worthy of your love. They don't know how to dive into that healing that they so badly need. I don't know that they've had a lot of good examples in their life. You may have been the first person to really share with them what unconditional love is like. And that can be a really challenging situation for someone who has not experienced that before. They may have even felt like when they were younger, it was seen as weakness to express those emotions or desire, right? Hello, Jaybird. Hello, Shashikant, how are you doing? You're not ignorant, Ben. These are tarot and oracle cards. And this is a reading on a no-contact love situation where someone's surprised that you moved on because you deserve better, right? We've got, this time I promise you my actions will match my words. Very similar to the very beginning when they said, I won't let you down. But can you trust this person? When all the time before that you wanted to trust their promises, they let you down? Skimmy, I charge between 40 and 100 USD depending on the length of the reading. Hello, Cozy Cat. How's it going? Granted, this person who has struggled in the past with how they feel about you is willing to take a risk. This, again, is because they feel like you're really moving on. They feel like you're really going to fall in love with somebody else, or that you're okay with, like, just forgetting about them. And they don't feel that way about you. They feel like they're always going to be in love with you. This person's going to go big or go home. If I have consistently shown you an inability to commit and you've been waiting for me to work on that, and I catch you as you're walking out the door, the only thing I can do is say, let's get married? Let's elope? You want to go to Vegas? You said you like to gamble. You want to get married to somebody who's still non-committal? Be cautious. You want to make sure that this isn't just some game, because it very well could be a game to keep you and convince you not to move on with somebody else. Forgiveness is always a good idea, whether you want to pursue something with this person or not. Forgiving people from the past is not about letting them win or losing. It's about not letting that past experience have power over you, not letting something that happened in another connection be heavy enough baggage to potentially ruin a new connection for you in the future. Let it go, right? Hello, Navadita? Did I say that right? I hope I did. All right. This is the Love Tarot. No way, Carrie. That's funny. What else? We've got it's on. I see you looking good and moving on. I don't care who you're talking to. I'm better. I will compete for you. All right then. So they're not going to let you just get away like that, right? They're going to fight for it. We've got attached to my ex. I'm attached to my ex emotionally, physically, and or spiritually. I need time and space to break this connection. This is what they have been very slow to address, and what has been a major obstacle between the two of you as you tried to find a way to be together. They have not addressed this, and I feel like they may have started, but they have definitely not finished it. I told you they might be obsessive. I think I'm obsessed with you. I think about you all the time. I stalk your socials. And I hope I run into you when I'm out. This is somebody who's looking for a way to run into you. So I do feel like you're going to hear from them, and I do feel like they're going to make some promises that you're going to need to leverage your intuition to really make sure that they're not just fooling you, right? Because they are worried they're going to lose you, and if they do, they know they wouldn't get you back. All right. I'm going to answer Grindhart's questions real quick, and then I'll probably sign off. To be honest, it's just like really hot in here because of all the candles. And it's like, I don't know, almost 90 outside, so. All right, wait, I have to ask a question. For Grindhart, is she glad that I'm in her life? She feels like you provide support when things are difficult, but she's also feeling overwhelmed. Man, there's a lot of like back and forth energy here. I do feel like there is something that has her distracted, and when she needs attention, she goes to you. But I feel like there's this resistance, like, I don't want to admit that I like you. I don't want to admit that you're making me happy. I feel like there's something here that she needs to let go from the past that might be blocking what's going on between the two of you. She's a little bit scared. Will Garnhard meet her and the fam tomorrow? Not tomorrow, but I do feel like you're going to get some sort of insight into what's going to happen or when. So the example that's coming through is the, what is it called? You know, this is going to be awful. Oh, Chinese finger trap. Y'all are going to find some way to make fun of me for this. I know you are. But the idea being, if you get a little bit desperate and you really try to remove the finger. So back off a little bit. Maybe even talk about what you got going on, right? Hey, you know, it would be great to see you tomorrow, but actually I got some stuff going on. Maybe something will work out next week. Not obviously so, but you got to make it clear that there are other things you got going on, right? Any other advice, please? But I do feel like in her heart of hearts, she wants a relationship. So she is looking for that like softer energy, right? Can I find a companion that wants to be there for me? That kind of thing. Yeah, that's excellent. Ooh, okay. Dana's got Will Bond's family and his parents like me. Will Bond's family like Dana. And thank you for the tip, Dana. Yes. I love this card for you. It's the Empress. There's something that they see about you that is very gentle, sweet. Okay, I see somebody, not in the near future, but in the distant future, saying, oh, let's be honest, we like Dana better than Bond. Like, we're pulling you in. You're like a really important part of the family, right? Probably in a little bit of a jokey way, but also in a very sweet way. Yes, I think that's a good point, Bedlam. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Again, it is super hot in here with all these candles. I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you on the reading tomorrow. Toodles.